Hi folks, welcome back for another update on the Reefer 250. This is 10 months in from the start. Apologies for any reflections. It's the best I can get the camera because I've got a window right opposite the tank here in the dining room. So apologies if there's any reflections, it's as best I can get it really. Yeah, my last update cut off really short. 20 minutes in, I didn't realise that we only get 20 minutes when we're recording it in 1080p 60 frames per second on the Galaxy S6, so I should be aware of that and just set my timer now that we've got about 18 minutes, 19 minutes or so. So everything's going good. My last update I basically explained that I was putting the extra biological filtration in the sump, which I've done. In mind that I might be changing the rock out. I've decided to scrap that idea with changing the rock out. I'll probably stay with this rock. There's a few bits of pest algae on it. Well, there's only one type of algae, the green bubble algae, popping up here and there, which is the reason why I was going to switch it out. But I have purchased an emerald crab. I don't think he's eating it, which is a bit annoying. I think he's working on other algae first that he can find. Maybe he might move on to it eventually, which is a bit annoying because I thought he'd just go in there and just blitz the lot. But I have started to manually remove the green bubble algae bit by bit as and when I see it, so it's not too bad. It doesn't seem to be spreading loads. That was my fear, that I was just going to have a sudden explosion of bubble algae literally hanging off everything, which it hasn't happened really, because I've removed quite a few big balls, big colonies of it. It hasn't reappeared anywhere and popped up, so we'll see how it goes. There is quite a bit of this sort of star polyps, sort of pale star polyps kicking around everywhere, which will sting my SPS when I've sort of scrubbed it off with a toothbrush, which clouds the water up loads when I do that, and the skimmer flattens out and doesn't produce anything. And I think, so I've recently done tested all my parameters, and for the first time I'm starting getting 2.5 nitrate, which is a bit annoying. So what I'm going to do is step up my water changes. I don't want that nitrate to get out of control. This is the problem that a lot of reef tanks, marine tanks, or any tank has, especially when you've got sand bed and quite a lot of rock kicking around where you can't get all the detritus out. You get a build-up of detritus underneath the rockwork. Now I try and get as much out as I can with a turkey baster blowing in between all the sand, but just loads of it plumes up. With a tank like this that's 10 months in now, you can get that accumulation and start leaching out of nutrients. Therefore that has to be converted, and the end result is nitrate. So yeah, it's nothing major, 2 parts per million nitrate. But I don't want that creeping up to 4 to 6 to 10, then you've got a problem with keeping SPS, which is predominantly what's going to be in this tank with SPS corals. So it's all about being proactive and doing something about a potential problem before it's a problem. So water changes are going to be stepped up from, I religiously do 10% every week. I'm going to try doubling, maybe tripling that every week, just to get a nitrate level starting averaging. Once I start seeing a nitrate start going down to 1 and 0.5 and that's when I know, okay, I've got the right amount of water changes per week, or percentage of water changes per week. So I'm going to try out with sort of 20-30% to start with and see if that makes a dent in it. It should do. I've just done about 40% of the pass for 4 days or so, and it's gone from 2.5 to 2. So we're going to be ordering a big bucket of, I've just run out of salt now, of Red Sea Coral Pro, and we're just ordering 2 or 3, so 20-30% water changes every week from now, and see how we go on with that. Everything else is good. Phosphates are testing 0 still on sulfur test kit, but no doubt probably a 0.1, 0.2. Sorry, 0.2 I think it is. Let's just double check. Yeah, 0.01 or 2. So the first graduation on the test kit sulfur, you can see is first tint of blue is 0.03, and it's always below that. So yeah, it's showing 0, but I had it tested at All Things Aquatic in Hawkhurst, and they told me it was at 0.02 on a Hannah checker, so no doubt that's correct. As accurate as going to be. So 5 minutes in. So that's water parameters wise. I don't know if you can tell. I'll get the camera off the tripod in a minute and give it a zoom in. I've got a massive growth on it. Running my parameters at calcium really high, between 460 and 480. Alk I'm running at around 9 DKH. I've just done the water changes I've just said. It's got up sort of 9.8, 9.9. That will come down probably to around the 9. So shooting for around 9, 9.3 on the Alk. Magnesium around 1400 mark, and salt obviously 35 parts per thousand. Temperature 26 degrees, and everything running good. Just noticed that my overflow just started gurgling quite a bit, and I think my return pump is going to need a good pull out and clean out and whatnot, because I think that's sort of slightly reduced in power. So I've got to have that out in a minute and have a look at that. But yeah, everything's going well. Like I say, I'm getting massive growth on everything. No nuisance algae. A little bit of diatoms on the sand, sort of brown build up every 3 or 4 days. But obviously, when you're blowing through the sand, it all goes. I am toying with the idea of going bare bottom. I do love the look of sand, but every sort of 2 or 3 times a week, I'm going through the sand with a turkey base, and so much detritus is coming up out, especially around the corners of the rocks. I suspect, like I said earlier, there's loads of detritus underneath. Got quite a good clean-up crew in here. Loads of turbo snails, Mexican turbo snails, atrocious snails, and the strawberry conch, emerald crab. Yeah, so and there's a shrimp. I don't think really anything eats detritus as much as that strawberry conch. I think sucks around with that detritus, but I don't think you can keep up with the amount that the fish are producing. I'm not feeding that much. I'll say about a medium feeding. 2 to 3 times a day, small amount that they can eat in sort of a couple of minutes of flake and frozen food. Also using reef voids, not all the time, maybe once a week. But to be honest, I don't think I really need to. I'm getting such good growth on everything. So I want to get my nitrates down to 1 or below parts per million. But see, I think the reason we're getting such good growth is because I'm keeping on top of the water changes, and all the trace elements are being replenished by the water changes, and obviously I'm dosing the three elements: calcium, magnesium, and magnesium as and when they're required, sort of thing. My calcium and magnesium are really stable now. I dose a set amount every day of each of those, and I test every 3 or 4 days, and it always comes out the same readings, around the 9 for alk and around 460, 470s on the calcium. So I know I've got that right. Magnesium I just dose once a week just to bring it up. So for example, if I test it as 1380, I just dose in 50, 100 mil, just bring it up to 1450 every week. So yeah, what I'm going to do, how long we've got 8 minutes in, so I'm going to go through each coral as I usually do. Take the camera off the tripod, show you down the sump quickly and whatnot. I'm hoping that the lighting is going to be okay to do this. We're at 90%, 90% colour, 90% intensity. Alright, let's have a look. So, notice my mimic tang hasn't changed colour yet. It is grown nice size, really fat and thick. Just hope he doesn't get too big for this tank. Right, okay, so not all the colours look right on this phone. So to the naked eye they look very different. I'll try and get the angles right, but it's weird with LED lighting and recording in smartphones. It always comes out slightly different. The purple Stylophora, a massive growth on this is just really, really good. We've got white tips at the top, re-erupting new growth. By the week I notice this sort of sprouting up new branches. It's really good. It's my sort of first SPS coral I bought to go in the nano tank. It's just literally about the size of a fingernail, sort of a year and a half or so ago. And once it's been in this tank, it's just really erupted. It did have a pause period, like a lull period, where it just didn't grow for about 3 months. I think that's probably because my getting my elements and my water parameters right and stable, which is key. Green Hystrix ceratopora. This thing is really going mad now. Really erupting thick, pointy branches. Bearing in mind that was half the size of a matchstick not so long ago. Really growing. Well, it's just forking out on every little piece now. I'm hoping it will branch upwards, not down, because that's the problem I have with my pink one. My pink colony is it used to branch down. Probably a flow problem, but this Green Hystrix loves this, right in the centre of the tank. Where it gets good flow all round it and maximum light, obviously from the kessels that sort of coming over beams, crossing beams, so you probably get double the amount of power and everything. Which is why I put all my SPS mostly in the middle there. Okay, so the other Hystrix, my original pink Hystrix is soldiering on and all coming back. Really the best it's ever looked. All the cotton candy algae's disappeared on it. There's all these new branches coming out, especially this bit here now. This is all new. New branches with polyps. So that is regenerating itself, which is good. The other pink Hystrix frags, they're slowly but surely getting there. Starting to spike out. I'm hoping they'll end up looking like this green one. They should do. They do vary these Hystrix though. Barley Slimer at the back, massive growth. It's just branching out everywhere now. Again, this was such a tiny frag. Not even about 6 months ago or so. I don't know exactly how long, but we've just got multiple branches coming out of here, there and everywhere. Good polyp extension, great colour. Probably about the fastest growing one in here. I'm just going to shut the flow off in a minute so I can give you a top-down view. My Elkhorn, Montipora Elkhorn, huge growth again on this. It's even sprouting out from the bottom, trying to plate out and branch out from the bottom of the base now. I was in here doing some maintenance and accidentally broke one of the branches off. I had to frag it down here. So hopefully that'll take okay. It should do. Just so down to the base, it's starting to really branch out there now. It's a better view of that Barley Slimer, that crow behind. Montipora digitata, bluey purpley one. That's doing good. Slow, quite slow growth, slower than I would expect, but it is doing good. It is sort of twin branches coming off each peak now. And this is one that I rescued from a friend's tank, Green digitata. That's growing loads. And this Possidipora is doing really good, really fast growing. This, known for fast growth, Possidipora doing really well. Red and green plating Montipora, that's doing great, really cupping round now. Each side, I don't know if you can get a shot from this side. It's really cupping round. I'm hoping the red side will start branching out underneath, and I hope the green doesn't shade it so much that it dies off, but should be fine. Zoas gone mad. Just put this rock up behind so they can start spreading onto that. And candy cane, all doing good. Slowed down a little bit of growth. Still split all nice, but I think it's not in the greatest of positions there. That's another thing I'm just about to do, is have a little bit of a rescape. Hopefully maybe try and bring the rock to more central in the tank. So it's like more of an island just straight through the middle of the tank, so I can get flow behind the rock work as well, instead of having to keep turkey basting behind, which is a right pain in the butt. Again, I don't know what's behind a lot of these rock, especially under this centre one. There's probably loads of detritus build up, which is why we've got a couple of parts per million nitrate build up. GSP doing good, still starting to spread onto that little bit of spread there, it's starting to regrow. So I've got to keep control of this. I'm going to move it I think, in the next couple of days. So hopefully I'll do an update in the next week or so to show you the rescape. And the potential maybe to take the sand out. I'm going to clear an area at the front just to see what it looks like first. Post coral doing good. That's actually attached on the back of the glass now. My clowns love it, it's their home, so I can't really move it, to be honest. But it's done what I wanted it to do, spread up onto this glass so I can keep control of it. And the main colony here I might move, but try and get a bit more spread up the back of the glass. So yeah, clowns are doing good. My mimic tang's doing good. Algae blending, as you can see, for the middle, all good and healthy. I'll tell you what is annoying though, is these blue-green chromis sort of acting weird, and I think it's spawning behaviour maybe. You always get one occasionally hiding in the corner or whatever. There's 6 in here, there's one hiding behind around the back there. They're just getting a bit annoying now. I hate fish that keep hiding away and carrying away and show sort of weird behaviour. So they might have to come out, I don't know. Probably just leave them be. We're getting towards the end of this video now, so just quickly show you. So everything's going fine in the sump. Apologies for the mess, I need to clean it up down here. But yeah, everything's going fine. Skimmer's working good, as you can see. Really nice dark skim. So the return pump's going to come out in a minute, and we're going to give that a clean up. Running Rail Foss, and this Reef Spec Carbon by Red Sea seems to be quite good. Using a netted bag of it on the overflow there. Okay, so there we go, folks. I'm going to wrap it up, and obviously hit that like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next update. Cheers, folks.